Welcome back here in the Powell Athletic Center. Matt Payton and the head coach of the Lady Tigers, Ginger High Colvin, joins us. Campbellsville victorious as they knock off Lindsey Wilson College here this afternoon, 75-64. Coach, that's a good Lindsey Wilson team. Your Lady Tiger bunch played really well here today.
Yeah, this was we feel like our toughest game to point for several reasons. Lindsey doesn't have Styles this year, who was such a hard matchup for us last season, but they play extremely hard as a group, and I feel like they've played really well this year. And they've got 5 kids that can really take it to you, and they're a tough guard for us, but they work well together and they play exceptionally hard. I think Coach Weathington would tell you he's probably one of his hardest working groups. So we knew we had our hands full coming into the game.
You continue to toy with the starting lineup a little bit. You've got a lot of young ladies that can start, obviously.
Right.
Today it was Faulkner in for Durham, and Madison Faulkner early shot it really well. She felt supremely comfortable in the mid-range as she normally does, but those shots were falling early, and she was taking advantage.
In our league's called early in our games, we've had just some quick whistles, and it's no secret Jordan's been in foul trouble early, so I wanted her to sit and watch the flow of the game, kind of watch how it's going. And then when we wanted to run, and because John does such a great job slowing the game down, and he did. He held us to 75 tonight, but we wanted to get out and run, and they start Paula Skythe, and we felt like with Faulkner and Stu, both small, we could get some early buckets maybe just getting down the floor in transition.
Savannah Gregory took advantage of a lot of beautiful passes today. She was, again, active defensively. Gregory finishes with a team-high 21 points here this afternoon, 8 of 15. Active rebounding the basketball. She continues to bring energy to your bunch as well.
Yeah, she was, and she's not shot the ball well, and she's not looked as much as I want her to look offensively, but I feel like she was really good today. And, I feel like Kate and Chris came in, or not Kate and Chris. I feel like Lexi and Faith came in and did a really good job, and you can't say enough about Shyla Calvert. Crosstown rival game, your point guard fouls out, and she's got to come in and carry the load for you, and she came in and I feel like carried the load and did a good job for us late.
You talked about Faith and Lexi. They come in, again, we can talk about this till we're blue in the face, but no moment will be too big for them.
Yeah.
Here you are, you've got that rivalry matchup. They come in, they're out here knocking in threes right off the bench like it's just another day at the office.
Yeah, I love them. I just love them, and I love what they bring to our team, and I'm so excited. But with not just Faith and Lexi, but that group, Ashley McGeorge and Madison Shepard and those kids that are sitting over there, Courtney Pritchett and Shelby Harmeyer that are out. And we've talked about this before. I think that group can be super special.
Today at halftime, Jordan Durham was scoreless, Coach. You talked about her getting into the flow, and that is a tough matchup with Paula Skythe, listed at 6'3", Durham 5'11". It's a tough matchup for her. She comes into the second half, has 6 points, but I told you at halftime, Durham scoreless, and you're up 14. You have certainly been happy with that.
And I feel like she made a really big bucket late, and we had her open several times, and she either bobbled it, or I've been on her to not put the ball on the floor. She's putting the ball on the floor. She doesn't have to do that. So if she just catches and turns and scores, that's her game, and we'll get her there. She, I feel like, did a good job for us defensively and kept herself on the floor, and I'm pleased with that, no doubt.
A lot of excitement at the end of the third quarter. You have the 1 second, you call up that play, you draw up a beauty, and Caitlin Hall throws a beautiful pass to Stu.
Yeah, that was a big play. I feel like that gave us momentum going into the fourth. I didn't feel like we had energy going into the third. A big game like this, I think you get all hyped up, and at halftime even, I felt like our kids were kind of flat. And, at halftime I spent more time trying to kind of amp them back up than I did going over the X's and O's that we needed to cover. And they came out, and like I say, we're pretty flat, but it's a big game. It's a big game, and that's no doubt about it. But I will give a lot of credit for Lindsey. I like their team a lot, and I think they've got a lot of pieces, and, I know we've got to go to their place and then hope not to see them in the conference tournament.
Reagan Turner had a big day for them, Coach. She had 28. That's a career high for her. Really, offensively at times, she kind of kept them kind of hanging in. They had that big run. She got hot at a couple threes. They had that run to pull it to within 5, but then you guys were able to answer again.
Yeah, we really tried to find Huffman. You have to pick your poison sometimes, so we would tag in and try to find Huffman because she's been really hot. I know she ended up getting a couple in the second half, and she was 0 for 5 in the first, but she's made her living at the free throw line previous to this game, and she knocked down some big shots for them.
You got a few days off, and then you prepare for your longest conference road trip of the season as you'll head down to Georgia, that's actually a game that will be played against Life at Reinhardt. I think they've got some events in.
You know what? And we were oblivious to that. I know somebody probably told us earlier on we had hotel rooms. Who'd had to call and change our hotel rooms this year? Actually today. So yeah, it's we're. I don't know. I missed the memo.
Better late than never. That would have been really bad on Thursday had you pulled up to the Eagles nest.
I know that would have been a hard one for sure. But yeah, that's a tough place to go play, and we've got to regroup and get down there and get better.
And we won't talk too much about this, but you did last night announce the signing of Bree Glover, so we'll touch on it briefly. We'll have more time during the coaches show this week, but that's a big signing for you, a transfer from a Division I SEC program at Ole Miss, and that's really kind of got things on social media sparked up, and a lot of excitement also around the program for that.
Yeah, and I think that comes back if you get these good kids in here, then it's going to draw better. It's going to draw those kids, not better kids. It's going to draw good kids in, and we're fortunate enough that she played AAU with Madison Faulkner, and if you've been on a team, any team, if it's checkers or Monopoly or basketball with Madison Faulkner, I guarantee you want to play again, and you want to be her teammate because she is a teammate, and obviously she's extremely talented, and to bring Bree in with this young group, and she could possibly play second semester, but we don't want that. We want her to have those 2 full years, unlike what Emily Fox did, but Emily came in after a freshman season. Hopefully get her, not hopefully, she starts classes on Monday and get her into the flow of things, and she can practice with us. And I'm just super pumped with her athleticism and what she can do. I think with our Twilight and some of the stuff we do, she'll be exceptional.
Yeah, we look forward to that. Got a long way to go.
And I will say one of the coolest things was one of the first people to text me was Whitney Ballinger, and talked about the pickup I've got. And I said, well, I got a kid from Western several years ago that was a pretty big deal too. And so we're super excited.
It'll be fun to get Bree Glover into the fold next year. Coach, congratulations on this one. We'll see you Thursday down in Georgia.
Appreciate it.
The Lady Tigers victorious here as they knock off Lindsey Wilson College 75-64, the final score of our ball game here this afternoon.